Hey folks, this is Kalani. A question I get asked quite a lot from various different people is why do I still play World of Warcraft, a game which has been going for far too long, surely, to even be relevant. But I'd argue that you'd be wrong in saying that, and even a decade-old game like World of Warcraft can still bring new, fun, exciting things to the table, and there's quite a few reasons why you would want to play it still. Now, I asked a few friends as well, and we seem to agree on quite a few points. So, the first thing is that World of Warcraft, in and of itself, is a top quality game. Now that's not just the content which is produced, but the content is pretty fantastic itself, but the game is built with quality in mind. When you play some of the cheaper mass-produced MMOs, I guess, you find that you kind of get frustrated sometimes with animations, with movement, with combat, and how it actually feels to play that game. And WoW is so smooth and so spot on, I feel, with its animations that you can sometimes forget that you're playing a game, especially if you're very new to it, and exploring the world becomes so much easier because you don't get jerked out of immersion by really quirky animations or a footfall which just looks and feels completely wrong. When you jump in WoW, jumping is one thing that I always come back to. It's kind of crazy how well World of Warcraft animates jumping, both taking off and landing. You can feel the weight behind the animations, and it doesn't look like they just snapped back into a running animation, which is really nice to see, especially if you're someone who likes to get immersed into the world. But as I said, the content itself is actually pretty decent as well. You've got a lot to eat through most of the time with the big patches, and every expansion, a lot of players come back to trudge through all the brand new shiny stuff and to relearn their characters, which is always nice to see. The latest expansion actually peaked them above 10 million active subscribers once again. So the game is far from dead, regardless of what anyone might think or say. The other thing which you kind of want to draw in with that is the world itself, which is constantly being added to with those content updates. Now the world is kind of huge, and if anyone has gotten into Warcraft lore even the slightest bit, even skimmed the surface, you start to realize very quickly that that is a very deep pool. There is a lot of lore which goes backwards before even the first Warcraft game, so there is a lot of lore to learn. There's a lot of story there which you can either draw from to write your own story in game and roleplay, or just to realize that these people who you are fighting with or fighting against, they are some crazy mofos. We destroyed the Lich King. The Lich King was one of the most prominent characters throughout the Warcraft 3 series, which is kind of ludicrous when you think about it, and we went ahead and slaughtered him. It was a fun fight. They made a really, really good encounter out of that character, and everything building up to that was fantastic, and Wrath of the Lich King was a very solid expansion because there was a lot of lore behind it. Now going forward, there's a lot of lore to still be explored. There's a lot of races that we don't know a great deal about, and there's a lot of things which have happened which perhaps might have some ramifications later on, but we're not yet aware of it. We're not entirely sure what happened to the old gods. We clearly didn't kill them, because killing the old gods would destroy the world itself. So we may see a resurgence of them in some form or another, and it may be a case of killing or defeating / re-imprisoning several of them might actually bring out a big bad at the end, and we know that eventually we'll probably have to deal with the Titans themselves in some form or another, and maybe Sargeras being the big bad of the big bad. So there's still things to explore, which is kind of crazy when you consider that the game has been alive and breathing for 10 years. There's 10 years lore added on top of what we already had from the Warcraft series, and then there's yet more to explore. So the world is huge, and it's really crazy to get into the story, but if you're not even into the story, the world itself is pretty beautiful and gorgeous when you fly over and have a look. The world is built aesthetically pleasing. It really, really is. Some of the areas are gorgeous, such as the underground Titan halls of Ulduar, the frozen citadel of Icecrown. They even brought the Bells of Orgrimmar to life with the Siege of Orgrimmar raid. It's fantastic, and I'm still surprised how well Blizzard makes these environments. Half of the leveling zones are beautiful to look at as well, and really nice to fly over from time to time. You've got the undead wastelands with the plaguelands. You can go over to Desolus and see it's not quite as desolate as it used to be, and every new environment, whether it being a leveling area or a new raid coming out of Blizzard and being thrown into World of Warcraft, it's just fantastic to see what that company can do and what they can build. It really is a staple of quality content in the MMO scene. But the updates are what keep this game alive. You see the amount of people that come back for expansions. It's really stupid, honestly. Getting over 10 million subscribers was way higher for Warlords of Draenor than any of Blizzard employees actually expected, and that's why they had so many issues with the start of the game. But the updates bring various different things to the game depending on when the update is pushed and what they want to bring at that certain time. They keep bringing in more quality of life changes. We're getting the WoW token in soon, which will let you pay for your subscription with in-game gold, meaning that you'll no longer pay a subscription fee if you can afford it in-game. They bring fun things, like the selfie cameras recently, a little controversial, but fun nonetheless. And then you have all of the raids and dungeons which are added periodically as well. That keeps things fresh, and that keeps the power creep going, so your character gets more powerful and you can happily destroy the things which you were struggling on previously, which is always nice. Raiding is a good chunk of it. A lot of people look forward to the raids, and a lot of people actually only raid in World of Warcraft. The new bosses, the new encounters, the new environments, everything's new, everything's shiny, and it means that you have to work towards something again. You need to work around these new mechanics which these bosses are throwing at you so your group can overcome the challenges and get that shiny loot. Some people do it just for prestige. They do it so they can race. Who can kill these bosses the fastest on the hardest difficulties? Some people play World of Warcraft for the competitive edge of things, and it supplies that, which is fair enough. Have fun. Don't think I'd be able to really raid that much, but kudos to them, and people do that. People enjoy the raiding more than anything else in WoW. I've heard of quite a few people actually not really leveling anymore in WoW and actually having other people level just so they can raid on different classes because they enjoy it so much. It's really fun. But the updates, more than anything, make sure that you always have something to do. A few months down the line, you're going to have a brand new raid to go and plunder. You're going to have new dungeons to explore, maybe new achievements to collect, and everything kind of progresses. So there's always something new to do with these updates, which really keeps the game alive, and a lot of people do come back for patches, as it gives them another reason to log back into the world. Despite the game being so enjoyable to play for so many people, there is something else which may influence them coming back and influence them to keep playing, and that's their account. At this point, some people have an account going on 10 years. That's 10 years of vivid memories for a lot of people. 10 years of growing in the game, 10 years of making friends and joining guilds and getting your first little achievements. People still remember when they were a noob, and it's some of the best memories for a lot of people in World of Warcraft. Your first epic, when you first went into a dungeon, your first raid, the guilds that you were in those times. I still remember back on Alliance, I was playing a newbie little human fury warrior, didn't understand a single thing of what I was doing, yet I still got dragged along to Tempest Keep and to Zul'Aman. I was so happy in those raids. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was happy doing it, which is really fun to look back on, and it's kind of embarrassing when I think I probably didn't even have a DPS meter at the time. So people have memories of enjoying the game, so when they come back, they kind of expect to enjoy the game again. It's not the case for some people. Some people will always be lost back in the days of Vanilla and the Burning Crusade, but a lot of people can adapt and evolve with the game and continue to enjoy it, especially if they have a group of friends playing. And that's the last thing which can bring people back, keep them playing, and maybe even encourage them to start up in the first place, is friends. World of Warcraft is a massively multiplayer online game. You'll need a few people by your side if you're going to get anywhere, and if those people are your friends, it makes the game so much more enjoyable, whether they be friends from real life or friends you make in the game. It's kind of crazy how much fun you can have, all the antics you can get up to, and all the adventures you can go through, especially when you're new. If you can start this game with a small group of people who you know in real life, and everybody is brand new, I guarantee you're going to have a blast, because everything is just so open and fantastic. You'll have people, "Ooh, look at this, guys, come over here," and then everybody suddenly goes off on a mini little adventure as you explore areas. It's really a magical time, I'll be honest, and I'm kind of sad that I won't ever get those new moments back, and it's why I like to push into other games now and again, because it's a new world. I don't understand anything that's going on there, but I always get dragged back to World of Warcraft. It's a nice combination of all the things that I've mentioned. I'll always enjoy playing it with the friends I've played it with. I'll always enjoy playing it with my girlfriend from now on. There's always something new and exciting to do, and if we ever go for a break and take a few months away from World of Warcraft, we know that when we come back, there's going to be a whole bunch of new stuff that we've never seen before, which just makes it so much more fun to play. I've played this game for 9 years so far, and I plan to continue to play for as long as Blizzard keeps me interested, which, by the looks of things, is going to be for quite a while to come, and these are my reasons why. So, what about you? Do you play World of Warcraft? Why do you keep going back? Do you not play World of Warcraft? What do you find about it off-putting? Leave all those in the comment section below and we can get a nice, good discussion going. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them down in the comment section below as well. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always,